Hello again, I am Blunty, and here's some interesting Nintendo Switch news. We have, for the first time, confirmation that not every title for the Nintendo Switch will even work at all in both console and portable modes. Until this point, I had personally suspected that Nintendo may have in its guidelines or requirements for developers to ensure that all games can work in both mode configurations. I mean, that would make sense, as it's one of the key selling points of the Switch that they're basing most of their marketing around. The fact you can play it on your TV, you can take it with you, hooray, wee, fun, go to the rooftop, have some sangria and play Mario Kart, hooray! But it seems Nintendo are happy to have developers sell you games that only work half the time. Okay, so that's a provocative way to phrase it, but still, it's pretty interesting. Developer Ryark announced that one of their mobile games will be coming to the Nintendo Switch. It's called Voez. It is just a pretty derivative rhythm game. And while rhythm games have lost much of their appeal in the West, they're still pretty popular in Japan, where it is launching first. And while it's not impossible to move the touchscreen tap and swipe mechanics across to a controller-based configuration, in a FAQ translated from Japanese, it is revealed in no uncertain terms that you will simply not be able to play this game in TV mode. It has no ability to use the Switch's hardware buttons at all, which means, of course, touchscreen only, which means handheld only. You won't even need the Joy-Cons attached. You can just play it with the tablet section as you would on a regular iOS or Android tablet or phone. This, of course, now opens the door for any number of mobile ports to be shoved over to the Switch, so probably expect a lot of garbage shovelware just like we see on the PC's Steam marketplace right now. A ton of sloppily ported and amphibian skin thin shallow-ass mobile games. Woo! But there's also a few games from mobile gaming that would be nice, I suppose. Alternatively, the other side of this coin implies that it's possible we will see games that can only work in TV mode. The limitation here, of course, not being the control scheme, but perhaps power. We already know the Switch runs slightly faster in docked mode, so if a developer wanted to, or needed to, I suppose they could limit their game to be only playable in this higher performance mode. Frankly, I don't see that happening. It would be bewilderingly stupid to do this, and kinda pointless, as even in max power mode the Switch just can't match what the PS4 can do in terms of raw power. So if you can't get your game to run well on the Switch, or you're unwilling or incapable of dialing it back enough to do so, why put it there in the first place? And anyway, any developer trying to lock out portable play would get torn a brand new poop shoot by the community and the press. But with this precedent of a game only possible to play at all in one mode now set, well, who knows? It's possible, extremely unlikely, but possible. But at least with mobile ports, I don't think many will have too much of an issue with this. I mean, outside of fantards looking for any possible attack vector against the Switch, because that's how their atrophied brains work. So now comes the question, how do you feel about paying for a game that forces you out of the core benefit of the Nintendo Switch, that being you get to choose how you play? And are you okay with mobile ports being shoved over without any thought or care to take advantage of the Switch properly? Left with only whatever touchscreen controls they made for the mobile games, just because you can use the Switch as if it were any other tablet device. And do you think Nintendo should require devs to make their games compatible in both modes? What happens if some crazy dev somewhere decides that their game should only be played in TV mode? And I suppose finally, if you are happy to see mobile ports shoved over here, what presently mobile exclusive title would you like to see on the Nintendo Switch? So it's a small bit of news about a pretty generic little mobile rhythm game, but man, does it open up some interesting questions. Out of all the pondering I've done about the Nintendo Switch in the last month, I didn't see this one coming. Thanks for watching, I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time.